Hi guys. Um, it's just kind of like an off the go live. So, for those of you that don't know me, and those of you that have joined me recently in my group, I'm Leanne. You probably remember the live launch I did about 2 to 3 weeks ago. So, I'm just going to refresh your mind and basically tell you a bit more about my story and why I decided to choose Arbonne. And then when I've done that, I'll pass you over to the lovely Danny. So, let's get started. So first of all, thank you for taking time to come and watch my live. It means a lot to me. And so I'm just going to tell you why I decided to choose Arbonne. So as a lot of you will know, I worked with a company called Boots for 10 years, going on 11. That was retail and pharmacy. So I've got a retail and pharmacy background behind me. We all know what pharmacy involves because we've all been in one. Some of us might have even worked in one. Hectic, mad, especially at Christmas. So yeah, started the job going back in 2007. Absolutely loved it. So carrying on from there, obviously I met my back partner back then. Some of you might already know him, Andrew. We had two lovely little boys who are now coming up for 10 and 8 next year. So they're my eldest children, for those of you that probably haven't seen them or who know them. Me and their dad obviously decided to split, going back 5 years ago almost. Not a sad time, absolutely fine, mutual ground. And I met my current husband, who I'm with. Current husband, it makes me sound like I've been married before. I haven't, just the once. But yeah, so I decided to have, obviously, my youngest coming up for 2, Jet. At that time, still loved my job, although a lot of changes had happened. And I thought, well, we're coming up to having him. Jason was in a really good job at the time. I thought, I'll leave work based on that, because financially we were absolutely fine coming up for that Christmas 2 years ago. So I left work, financially fine, and then bad news, Jason lost his job that Christmas as I was due to give birth to Jet. So we kind of then started going down. As you know, bills pile up. We were borrowing from friends, we were borrowing from family, and as you know, some of you might already, as you know me, we were starting to get into a bit of debt. It took Jason nearly 7 to 8 months to finally get back on his feet, but we were still living end to end, catching up. Even now, we're still trying to catch up. We've been through some debt agencies to obviously help us, which I don't mind letting you guys know. I ended up on medications for depression. I could feel myself going already because I'm reliving it. But Jason came across Tiffany because she runs one of the shops just around the corner from us. You probably know it as Baby Gaga. And he just like, oh, look, Tiffany, she's been advertising something on skincare. And we go in the shop, so we know a bit about her. And to be honest, probably like a lot of you thought, I was like, what? Skincare? No, not interested. I didn't give it a second thought, to be honest, because you think to yourself, oh, it's going to be like something like one of the bigger companies like your Avon, your Body Shop, those kind of companies. So anyway, we carried on, still trying to live paycheck to paycheck, trying to play catch up, which we're still doing now. And then a couple of months later, Jay's like, look, Tiffany keeps posting. Why don't you just give her a message? What can you lose? So I'm like, all right, because at the end of the day, I wanted to try and better myself. I wanted to get back into work. I wanted to be financially stable. And I wanted to obviously repay friends and family back, give them their money back, be able to take my children on holiday, buy things that they need. Because let's be face it, again, we were using a food bank, and it's the most worst feeling in the world when you go into a food bank because you can't even feed your own family. And obviously, I wanted to get back on my feet. Sorry. But yeah, so I thought, right, let's bite the bullet. I gave Tiffany a message. And then we kind of took it from there. She introduced me to Arbonne, what it was about, added me to a really good group to watch some videos, see what it was all about. Rang me back, so how did you find it? Is it something that you think you want to do? And I turned around and I said, from what I've read and from what you've told me, sign me up. I'm in. And from there, obviously it's been 3 weeks now. I've never looked back since, and I'm absolutely loving being part of Arbonne, what it stands for, because again, nature is something that's close to me. I might sound nuts, but I like to study things like nature, herbal magic, that kind of thing. So it ties in lovely, especially being within the pharmacy and retail background. So we kind of went from there, and like I said, I've not looked back since, and I'm loving building up my customers, telling you all about products, trying them out, doing lives for you all, and making something of myself. And since doing that, I've actually come off my medications as well, which is a big plus for me. And I'm generally in a much better place. I'm happier, I'm more vibrant, I'm the old me. Everyone around me has noticed the difference just by doing something that I've actually found a real passion for. It's me. And you can feel it here. I can really feel it here, especially when people talk about it, and when I watch things on the groups as well, and other people's experiences, and you can relate to them. So yeah, so enough about me. Now that you know a bit of my history, I'm actually going to pass you over to Danny now. Danny has been experienced in Arbonne for the last 5 years, just over. So she'll be able to tell you a lot more than I can about what we do, because obviously I'm still learning, taking it all in. And yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy her talk too, and her story. So I'll pass you over.
Leanne, gosh, your story, you can tell why you've got so much drive and passion. You can tell like why you've got that like burning desire in your belly to make something more for you and your family, and you can see where that's from. You're gonna, I know Leanne says she's only been doing the business for 3 weeks, but for anybody that doesn't already know her running her business, she's doing incredibly well. She's already storming ahead. She's already showing like signs of being very successful. So from that point of view, you're doing really great. I can see you building a really, really big business from this. So I'll share a little bit about my background, how I've come across having an Arbonne online franchise, because as a child, I didn't grow up thinking, oh, when I'm older, I'm going to have an Arbonne franchise. Like that definitely wasn't the dream. I'd never even heard of Arbonne. I actually went in my career, I actually went and worked in ophthalmology. So I trained and I actually worked for Specsavers Opticians in a town not far from where Leanne lives actually. And I spent 7 years pouring my heart and soul into this opticians, and I absolutely loved what I did. I actually really did enjoy my job, and I thought that that's where I would stay until retirement, which is 65, 70, maybe even 75, 80 when it gets to it. But what happened was I've got 2 daughters, so 2 girls. And unfortunately, my youngest daughter, completely out of the blue, had a brain hemorrhage and a stroke. So we did not see this coming at all. We were rushed into the Leicester Royal Hospital, and I ended up having to take a year off work to be. She went from life support to intensive care to a high dependency ward to eventually being discharged from hospital but diagnosed with cerebral palsy, and she had long-term damage. So she had fits and seizures and speech and language and physiotherapy. So even when she was eventually discharged from the Royal, we were still back and forth between the Royal in Leicester and Queen's Med in Nottingham and a hospital in Loughborough, taking her to like 3-4 appointments every single week. So after having a year off work to basically juggle all of this, my boss, who owned the Specsavers franchise, basically rang me up and he said, right, Danny, what's going on? Are you coming back to work? What's happening? And at this point, I had to make the really difficult decision to say that I wasn't going to be able to come back as much as I wanted to, because I loved my job, and also I liked the pay, because obviously when you're not working, you're not getting paid, and we needed the money, but I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't like spin those plates. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, where you just can't do it all, and I just physically couldn't fit this job into our already hectic life, having this very poorly little baby and having a toddler as well. It just wasn't working. So I ended up literally putting my career to bed, gone, just like that, took away from me. All my options were gone. And we, as a family of 4, we lived in a house, probably like you guys do, where we still had bills to pay. We still had like rent to pay, council tax, gas, electric, all of those outgoings. And we only just managed to get by on 2 incomes, mine and my husband's income. So when my income was gone, we were trying to survive on 1 income. And that didn't work because my husband would get paid. It would last the first 2 weeks of the month. And then the last 2 weeks of the month, there was no money. And we were having to make decisions between putting the heating on or paying for good food. And that is like decisions that no one should ever be in the situation of. So we got into a lot of debt. Fast forward a couple of years, we were massive amounts of debt. The stress and the strain of the situation that we were in had put my husband was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, so chronic fatigue, ME. I'd been diagnosed with lupus, so another autoimmune. And all of this had stemmed from stress, really, from being in this situation. At this point, because of how much debt we were in, I actually went on to benefits. And I'm so grateful, like what Leanne was saying about the food bank, like so grateful that there are things there that do help when you are desperate. But I didn't want to stay on benefits. Like I knew that I had something in me, like Leanne, like I had a fire in my belly. I knew that there was more for me. I knew that I could do more, but I just didn't know what. And I kept looking at franchises, and because I'm not the sort of person that I haven't got any skills, I can't make anything, I'm not crafty, I'm not arty, I wouldn't be any good in like property investment or anything like that. I don't have any capital to put into anything. So I looked at franchises, because franchises are obviously made for you and you just buy it. But a lot of the franchises I looked at were like thousands of pounds. And as much as I think to myself, I probably would have been really good at that, just couldn't afford it. I genuinely just couldn't afford it. So one day I was on social media, Facebook, and I was ranting on the keyboard about my life. You know, it's not fair, I'm a hard worker, I'm willing to roll my sleeves up and get to work, I'm a grafter, like I feel like every door has been shut in front of us, we're £40,000 in debt, we're like having bailiffs come into the door. And I was just desperate. It was a massive cry for help. And this girl, who I didn't really know her, but I kind of knew her from my childhood, she was Facebook friends with me. She sent me a message and she said, "Hey Danny, I've just seen your Facebook status. I can see that things are like not good for you right now. Can I take you for a coffee tomorrow and tell you a bit about my business that I've got? It's like a franchise, but it's online. And I actually think you need to hear this. Like whether you say yes or no is obviously your decision, not mine, but I need to tell you about this business." Now, I'm really open-minded. So if somebody is going to like throw me a bone, I'm 100% going to listen. Like I'm super, super open-minded. So I went to meet her the next day and we sat down for this coffee. And she said to me, "Have you ever heard of Arbonne?" And I was like, "No," because I'd not heard about it. I don't know about Leanne if she'd heard of it or not, but I hadn't. And then my friend said to me, "Have you heard of network marketing? You might have heard of it as like social marketing, multi-level marketing, word of mouth referral." And I was like, no, I don't think, doesn't ring any bells. And she was like, "Okay." So then she said to me, are you aware about all the products that are in your bathroom and in your kitchen and on your dressing table in your bedroom? Do you know that all those products are filled with chemicals that actually cause the human body, like cause you long-term damage, long-term health problems?" And I was like, no. But when she was talking to me, it made sense actually, because both my kids had really bad skin and we would go back and forth to the GP, we'd be prescribed creams, I'd put the creams on their skin and it would work temporarily, but it wouldn't cure it, it wouldn't help like long term, it just would thin their skin. And then when you get prescribed a product, you then have like symptoms from that and it's like a knock-on effect. So I was really interested in what she was saying, because I was like, no, I didn't realise that the products that I was buying, which were really cheap products, were causing the problems. We were like going around on a hamster wheel with like eczema creams and stuff. And Emma said to me, my friend said to me, yeah. So she goes, "Do you know that when products are made, they water them down?" So basically, what she said to me is, "Are you buying hair and body wash for the girls?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm spending about 99p a week on a bottle of hair and body wash for my children." And she said, "So you know that bottle, that 99p bottle?" She said, "That is probably made up of about 3p worth of ingredients. And that probably takes up a tiny percentage of the bottle. And then the rest of it is just filled up, like 95% filled up in something called mineral oil, which is just watering it down." And mineral oil is basically, you know, when they're on the oil rigs and they extract crude oil from the ground for petrol, for fuel. So they pull out the crude oil from the ground. They're left with like a dirty scum at the top. And they scrape that scum off, and they say that top layer is deemed not good enough for petrol, so it's deemed not good enough for fuel. So just take a minute to think about that. but this waste product is deemed not good enough for petrol. So what they do is they sell this mineral oil. They sell gallons and gallons and gallons of this waste, this mineral oil, to the skincare and the cosmetics industry, and they pay pence for it. So when they're making all of our products that we buy, they're literally just pouring this mineral oil into all these, like shampoo, conditioner, body wash, hand cream, sun cream, to margin. Now, this makes sense to me because when I worked at the opticians, we used to sell glasses for like over £100 for the frame and the lenses, but I knew that they cost pence to make. The profit margin is massive. And if a company can scrimp and save somewhere in making the item, they will, because it maximizes the profit. So when she was saying this, I was like, oh my God, I've never thought about that. I've never thought about that. So I'm literally lathering this petrol stuff onto my kids' skin and wondering why they've got eczema. Like, it made complete sense. So then Emma said to me, so this company called Arbonne, it's from Switzerland, like got a Swiss heritage. And I was like, oh, Switzerland, that sounds nice. She said, there's no animal testing. All the products are 100% from the bottom of the bottle to the top of the bottle. It's 100%. So it'll probably last you like a year rather than a week. There's no watering down. And she said, and the products are not sold in a shop. When products are sold in a shop, they go up in price to pay for like the insurances, the staff, the overheads. And again, working at Specsavers, I know that. I know when you sell one pair of glasses, that's probably paying for like 60 different people's like parts of their wages. So because these products aren't sold in a shop, they can be cheaper, they can be bought cheaper. I was like, right, okay. And then she said to me, so if you decide that you want to do this with me, you have to buy your franchise, which was £30. So you pay that once, £30. And then every 12 months, you just renew it. Fine. And then she said to me, get all the products at cost. And then if anybody shops on your website, like when they shop on Amazon and eBay, if they shop on your website and they buy products from your shop, from your online website, you get paid for a percentage of that. And I just sat there and I thought, oh my gosh. And I thought, I'm not really a salesperson. I don't really know many people, but I thought I can do this because I don't know about you, but I recommend movies all the time. And if somebody said to me, if you watch a movie at the cinema, like I can't wait to watch the new Lady and the Tramp Disney movie and the Maleficent Disney movie, like if I went to watch one of those movies and I enjoyed it, I'm going to tell people that I enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest. Or if I didn't enjoy it, I imagine I will. But if I didn't, I would say I didn't enjoy it. But I probably will. I'm going to tell people that I enjoyed it. I'm going to say, Leanne, I've been to the Odeon and I just went to watch Maleficent. It's amazing. Now, Leanne's either going to say to me, well, that's great for you, but I don't go to the cinema. Okay, I'm not going to lose any sleep over the fact that she doesn't go to the cinema. Or she's going to say to me, do you know what? I think I might go. And if she decides to go and she takes her family and they all pay, say, £10 each for a ticket, that's £50 in the cinema's till because of my recommendation. If the cinema gave me 10%, that's £5. I know that's not like loads, but it's £5 just for talking about my honest opinion. So when I was sat having this coffee with Emma, I was like, of course I'm going to do this. I was like, you don't have to be a salesperson to tell people what you think about products. And I'm definitely not going to lose any sleep if I tell somebody about a product that I'm using and they say, I don't use products, I don't have a shower, and I don't use toothpaste and deodorant. I'm going to be like, okay, that's cool. So I literally joined there and then because I just thought it's a no-brainer. So I got my account. And then I went onto the website, and the first product that I ordered was the ABC children's hair and body wash. Now I want to be really honest with you and tell you about how much I earn. So I'll start right at the beginning. So when I went onto the website, I saw the ABC hair and body wash, and I think it was about £15. Now, I was used to spending 99p, which I've already told you. So I sat with Emma and I said, Emma, this is £15. I can't justify £15. Like that for me, that was a lot of money. I don't know about anybody else, but that was a big amount of money. And Emma said to me, all the products, I've got a money back guarantee. So if you bought that product, Danny, and it didn't help your kid's skin, as long as it's sent back within 45 days, you'll get a refund. I was like, okay, fine. And she said to me, but what you'll probably find is, one, it'll work, so it's worth the money, and two, it'll last you about a year. And that is what happened, actually. It did. It lasted me about a year. So although the initial cost was more, because it was concentrated, it wasn't watered down, I wasn't replacing it every week like I was the last one. So over a year, I actually used to spend £50 on hair and body wash, 50 different potions and bottles. That's obviously bad for the environment as much as obviously me spending my money. Or I bought one Arbonne £15 hair and body wash. It lasted me a year. I've saved money in the long run and it actually works. So for me, yes, for me it was an initial jump in price, but when I worked it out, it actually saved me money in the long run and it worked, which was, to be honest, my priority list. Now, because it helped my kids' skin, I had 4 of the mums on the school run say to me, Danny, look at the girl's skin. Like, I can't believe it. Their skin's completely cleared up. And I was like, I know, it's like a miracle. I've tried everything. Nothing worked, but this has. Now, 4 of those mums wanted to buy the same product, this £15 hair and body wash. So I said to them, what I'll do is I'll send you my special website link, because I don't deliver any of these products. I don't take any money. I don't deliver catalogs, same as Leanne. So I sent them my website link, and those 4 mums went onto the website and they each ordered the hair and body wash. Now, I got paid a percentage because they placed an order. I got paid £12.50 for those 4 orders. Now, I know that that is not anything major. My husband thought it was hilarious that my first month in Arbonne, I earned £12.50. To be honest, I actually was quite proud of myself because I hadn't earned any money for a couple of years. So I was really chuffed. And also, I just thought, well, it's only based on 4 people placing an order. Like, I'm all right with that. So those 4 mums ordered that. I got paid my £12.50. And they all found that the product worked on their children as well. One of them, her next door neighbour, wanted to buy the products as well. So my friend gave her neighbour my website link. I did not know the next door neighbour. The next door neighbour went onto my website and ordered the products, and they got delivered to her door, and she paid for it online. And I got paid for that. So even though my initial reservation was I don't really know many people, because the products work, people that you know tell other people. So that next door neighbour used the products and it worked. And then she told a work colleague who also went onto my website and ordered the products. So although in my first month, I only had 4 people shop on my website and I only earned £12.50, within 11 months, I had 1,000 people shopping on my website in the UK, in Poland, in America, in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. And within 11 months, my paycheck that month was £2,000 a month. And I've been doing this for 5 years now, and it's gone up every single month because people tell people, and this is a word of mouth business. And when you use a product, say you decide that you want to use a product from Leanne. So let's say you're going on holiday, you need your sun cream, or you want to use the shampoo and conditioner or makeup or the nutrition, or you want to do the 30 days to healthy living, like it's like a body detox program. It's amazing, by the way. I definitely recommend it. Say you want to use a product, your foundation runs out and you get a foundation from Leanne. If you find that it works, because everybody does, everyone's like, yeah, these products are amazing, you're going to go and tell probably 10 people who she doesn't know about these products. And then they're going to use the products and they're going to tell people and they're going to tell people. So fast forward 5 years, my business now does nearly £500,000 a month of products being bought off the website. Now, when I worked at Specsavers, I don't think we did that in a year. So to do that in a month, because it's online, people are shopping in all markets. So when Leanne was asleep last night in the UK, people in Australia and New Zealand are able to go onto her website and they're able to place orders. So yes, this is a business, and yes, it does start from scratch and you have got to build it like Leanne's doing right now. She's building it. But what happens is once you get lift off and it starts growing and growing, you'll find that your business, like every 5 minutes, somebody's placing an order on your website and your phone will ping and you're like, oh, somebody's placed an order. And again, oh, somebody's placed an order. And it's amazing. So this kind of business is great. Once you've given it lift off, it's such a brilliant way to create an extra income stream. And this is a great business if you're a busy person. So if you're busy working a full-time job, your partner's busy working a full-time job, and there's nothing else left, but you think, oh, we really could do with a third income, I would look at getting an online Arbonne business because it's only £30. You get all the products at cost, and I would assume you're already spending probably about £1,000 a year on personal care products. So shampoo, toothpaste, deodorant, makeup, nutrition. Arbonne's got over 500 products. So I imagine you're part of the average, which is about £1,000 a year. So you can actually stop spending that money into other shops and spend it in your own shop and get a discount because you get the products at cost. And then if you were to share recommendations of any products that you're using and people go, oh yeah, I'm going to buy that, you're going to get paid for it. It's absolutely genius. Like when I'm in the shower and I'm looking at my shampoo and my conditioner and my hair mask and my face wash and my toothpaste and my shower gel and all that stuff, I'm thinking, I'm getting paid to use you, I'm getting paid to use you, I'm getting paid to use you. Like, it's absolutely genius. And I just love it. And Leanne is so right. Like the culture and the team and the free team training and the events, it's just so much fun. And I wake up every morning now with absolute passion and purpose, something that I had lost. Like Leanne said at the beginning, I'd lost that in my life. Because of this business, not only have I got completely out of debt, we're able to buy our first house where we only need to mortgage a very tiny part. Like the rest of it's going to be paid for in cash, which is like, I just never would have been able to do that without this business. My husband's been able to leave his job. We've both sorted our health out. Neither of us are on any medication anymore because we take good Arbonne nutrition now, and that's helped us. But I've also got tons of friends, which I didn't have before because of this business. I wake up with a purpose every single day. So I just think it's absolutely fantastic. So just before I end, you're probably thinking, right, where can I support Leanne with her business? So there's 3 ways that you can support Leanne. Option 1 is you can order products from her. And when you run out of toothpaste or when you run out of any kind of product that you're using, you can say to Leanne, can I order it through you? So that's option 1. Option 2 is you can, which is what I personally would do, £50 to get your account, and then you get all the products at cost. Or option 3 is you can refer to her. So we call that like a connector / leader. So somebody that says to your work colleague, oh my gosh, it's absolutely amazing, and I'll send you a lot. Do you want to say anything else before we end it?
No, you can probably hear my little one in the background. He's just woke up. But no, I think you've literally covered everything, Danny. Like I said, you're absolutely amazing, and you've explained everything so much better than I ever could. Obviously, I'll be at your level, hopefully, in 5 years' time to tell that kind of story. But yeah, thank you very much. And like I said, anyone that's got any questions, please feel free to obviously message me or even message Danny if you want to talk to Danny. We're always here. And yeah, just enjoy using the products. And if you want to try products, I can always try and get hold of samples for you until obviously I've grown my kit myself. And as Danny said, there's always a 45-day money-back guarantee if you try a product and you decide, actually, I don't want to try this, but you shouldn't. We're that confident, 100% you shouldn't. But yeah, other than that, we both thank you so much for being here joining us, and hopefully we've inspired you to try them and even or join us. And we look forward to hearing from you guys sometime in the near future, as much as possible. Talk about us. You won't get me shutting up, that's for sure, and you already know that, judging by my posts in my group. So yeah. Right. So yeah.
Right, see you all soon.
See you soon. Thank you, Danny.